welcome to our very first video on our YouTube channel, When Life Feels Messy. We are from Texas Women's University Counseling and Psychological Services. My name is Ashley Barrera. I am one of the licensed mental health clinicians on the Houston campus.
And my name is Erin Raspberry, and I am the other licensed mental health clinician on the Houston campus. And we are so excited that you are tuning in and watching this video. We are going to be posting a series of videos on this channel in combination with our podcast and our blog as a project to really just increase mental health awareness, not only in our TWU community, but the community at large. And so whether that's we're posting videos where you're learning a new coping strategy, or you're learning more about anxiety, trauma, depression, whatever it may be, we hope that you find it informative and helpful as you navigate your own college journey and mental health journey.
So let's get into the rest of the video.
Okay, so let's talk about what exactly is the Counseling and Psychological Services, better known as CAPS department, and what do we do here at the Texas Women's University?
Yes, so first, let's talk about where CAPS is located on each campus. So on the Denton campus, we are located in the old main building, room 307, and this is a temporary space. And in the Dallas campus, we are located in suite 8300. And on the Houston campus, we are located in suite 2500. And it's also important to note that right now, we are only providing telehealth services. That's for individual, couples, and group. So what does CAPS do? What are our specific services for students? So as I mentioned, individual therapy. And in individual therapy, we cover a variety of issues that we see students come in with, as in depression, anxiety, relationship issues, low self-confidence, sexual concerns, identity confusion, academic-related mental health concerns, healing from traumatic experiences, grief and loss, sexuality, adjusting to TWU, and so much more. We also provide couples therapy, and it's important to note that this is available for TWU students and their significant other. So at least one partner in the couple will be required to be a TWU student. We also offer group therapy on various topics in the fall and spring. We, of course, offer crisis services, and we also offer outreach and consultation through events, workshops, pop-ups, getting into our community and interacting with students. So what is the process to receive counseling services? What do you do to sign up for your first session? What's important to remember, our sessions are free. They are technically included in your student services fees. You must be enrolled in at least one course in the semester. So to schedule your first session, your intake, contact Denton's front office staff at 940-898-3801, and they will be more than happy to help you set up your first appointment. So also important to remember, complete your initial paperwork, which will be emailed to you about 30 to 45 minutes before your intake starts. And in the intake, you and your therapist will go over questions about your history, current symptoms, and create a plan and provide any resources for you. During the intake session, the therapist will also recommend the number of sessions that will work best for your personalized therapy goals.
So let's talk about confidentiality, right? So what confidentiality really covers is that you are protected. You are given a safe space to where you can feel comfortable discussing any and all things that might be going on, whether they are maybe emotions, feelings, things that happen to you that you've never discussed before. And what confidentiality does is really protect you, right? And so when you do, your intake paperwork and things like that, there will be written consent that you will be, signing and just clarifying that you understand what exactly confidentiality means. And for us specifically here at TWU, we also want you to know that your counseling records through our CAPS department is in no way, shape, or form part of your actual TWU academic record. We keep these strictly confidential. They are not shared with your professors nor classmates, nothing like that. And in fact, our CAPS records cannot be shared with any other TWU department unless you specifically tell us and write that you are giving consent and permission and want that to be shared. We also want to really affirm that no matter what women, men, non-binary issues, life choices, traumatic experiences that you might encounter in your life, our job here is to provide complete confidential services in the therapeutic relationship. But of course, with everything in life, there are limits to this. And so our limits of confidentiality really are centered around if the therapist really feels like, hey, there's a possibility that maybe you're in harm of yourself or to another person, or if they hear something about a child or an elderly person being abused. This would be something that we would legally and mandated reporting would need to be done, but your therapist would communicate this to you at any given point, and you can ask any questions of clarity with your specific therapist and provider. Another reason would be if for some reason a court order comes into play and records are subpoenaed, then of course we would have to abide by that. Let's kind of transition into what would you do if you are in a crisis or if you know someone's in a crisis. So we have a lot of resources listed here, so you can go ahead and screenshot this page. I feel like this is super important just to keep on hand at all times. But just so you know, as a TW student, we have a TW crisis line. So during business hours, you can call the number 940-898-HELP, or that's 4357, and you will actually be connected with a TW CAPS crisis counselor. So one of our lovely counselors on the Denton campus will be answering and assisting you actively throughout your crisis. And these are during business hours, so this would be 8 to 5. But after business hours, during that same number, you can still call, and we have partnered with an outside organization that provides crisis counselors during the times that we are not open. So from 5 o'clock until 8 a.m., you are able to reach a 24/7 crisis counselor, which is really awesome because, crisis doesn't just happen during business hours. So having that available to you is super helpful, and also for you to be able to share that with your peers. Other resources to note, of course, is that in our community and all over the place, there are various crisis hotlines. Ones that we really want to point out is the National Suicide Prevention Line, which just recently became a 3-digit number, 988. So it's super easy to remember, just like 911. But again, depending on where you're located, there are different county crisis lines that you can contact, as well as the TW crisis line. So definitely take advantage of that and share these with others. And then, of course, if there's an emergency, call 911 and take yourself to the nearest emergency room. Okay, so now we want to talk about how to utilize the CAPS website.
So when you visit our website, you will get all the information that we just shared, our mental health resources, our contact information, the different types of services that we provide. You will also learn about the different clinicians we have on the different campuses. So I encourage everyone to check out our website.
Another really awesome resource that we have is called TAO Connect, or TAO Connect. And this is something that we are lucky enough to be able to offer to our students in the TW community for free. And it's actually a really great mental health resource. And so you can kind of see a screenshot here. This is kind of what your homepage would look like. but you can set goals for yourself in terms of working on your mental health. There's all different kinds of resources, such as mindfulness videos, just videos on different topics, overcoming loneliness, different things like that that you can watch that's really digestible. The content is really easy and straightforward. It's just something maybe when you're taking like a study break or something that you can watch or listen to. So it's super helpful. You can track your progress. You can even kind of set homework activities for yourself. And there's so many different things that you can search, no matter what you're going through, there's some kind of topic that you can read about and learn more about. And so we definitely want to share this as something of, maybe even like you're not like really ready to commit to full on therapy. This is still available to you to maybe see if, hey, maybe I'm going to start working on my mental health and see how that goes. And then this might make you more comfortable with the idea of seeking therapy, or this might kind of help you navigate and work through some of the things that are going on in your life. So definitely utilize this if you are so inclined. So the last thing we really want to talk about is the newest CAPS resources and projects. So obviously this video is one of them, right? And Ashley, what are our other two exciting projects?
Our corresponding blog and podcast.
Yes. So we are doing a kind of multifaceted project called When Life Feels Messy, which we thought was appropriate for the college journey in general, right? But so what we wanted to do was find ways to really get across to, our commuter campus and for students and meeting them where they're at currently. And so we hope that you check out our podcast, which will be releasing monthly episodes and blogs that cover various mental health topics. Our first episode and reads have already been posted, so be sure to check that out. This is actually our first video, so if you're watching this, awesome, and stay tuned for more. We'll be posting them periodically throughout the semester. That QR code on there is also a great link to really get access to all of our things. So not only is it the landing page for our podcast, blog, YouTube channel, TW website, the Instagram page, everything like that is housed there. So go ahead and take a scan or take a screenshot of this and scan it later or look it up later. But yeah, this is just something that we wanted to share with you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. And hopefully you are leaving this feeling like you got a lot more information about CAPS and you feel more comfortable knowing what your Counseling and Psychological Services department does.
Yes, and please like, subscribe, and share.